jobs and the job picture around our county. And Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you this morning?
Wonderful. It's good to have you with us here today.
Thank you.
So we're thinking about urban, and we want to set aside a special time to talk about urban in our next half hour with you. And you've kindly agreed to stay by for that. But the job picture overall for Indiana County continues to improve. I don't think if we had seen these job numbers 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that we would have believed it. And yet there are jobs sitting there that just aren't getting filled because people aren't getting out there and getting after them.
This is a unique time. You know, I've been the administrator for the Careerlink now almost 12 years. And many times I get that phone call in a panic, hey, our company's about to close. What do we do? And then we rapidly respond and get the team together to put that safety net together and help those folks transition. Now you're seeing where employers are just banging on the doors trying to find employees. You know, some of the temp agencies that work with our Careerlink and things like that, we're all in the same boat. We're trying to find that talent. So if you're a job seeker that can show up to time, pass a drug test, there are opportunities, and they're going to continue to grow. Urban's one of them, and there will be other things, as we'll talk about later this morning, that can occur because of that.
One of the things I think that stands in the way are people's own perceptions about themselves. I'm too old to start a new job. People don't want me because I'm a certain age, or maybe I'm not qualified for a job that they certainly are if they would really consider taking a look into what that job is actually.
That is correct,
entails.
and that's one of the things that we teach at the Careerlinks, most of our programs, is taking those transferable skills that you may have used in one area and looking at where you could use them in another area. And there's some online tools that we recommend. There's a couple books that we also recommend. I'll just mention it briefly. One of the things I used in my transition was a book called What Color is Your Parachute? And it talks just about that. I've been in this field. I've been doing this work so long. What are those skills that I have that can transfer into a new position? And then specifically when we talk about urban, we'll talk about some things that people should consider if they're thinking about applying for them as
All
well.
right. Give me an example of a transferable skill that someone might have.
Let's say you had worked in an office setting and you worked with people and you, for some reason, whatever, the office environment closed. You could take those skills in working with people and then use them at a different company, you know, whether that be, in a call center environment or a face-to-face environment, in the banking field. Even if you were in an office environment in one area and you transitioned into banking, those same customer service type skills that you would be looking for, a company would be looking for, a lot of the soft skills. I show up on time. I don't take that much sick time. I do all those different things are also transferable skills. Those are the types of things you look at. And it doesn't have to be just your work environment. If you were on a committee, if you were the president of whatever club and you had skills and tasks, those things can be included in your resume.
Yeah. The resume is very important even in today's day and age, isn't it?
It still is, the format and the way it happens, but the HR reps, whether it be on the computer, it used to be you walk into a company, handed them a resume, and they would review it there. Now a lot of it's online, and from an HR rep's perspective, in some cases they're going to see thousands of resumes. So you have to be brief, you have to be succinct, and you have to be able to outline what your skills are right away in that first page, because think about it. If you were the person reviewing 1,000 resumes and someone hands you a 10-page resume, while it's great that you have that much experience, you need to kind of tailor your resume to the position that you're applying for, because if you don't, it's going to be what we like to call the file 13. Yep, I see it. Nope, doesn't have what I need. Yeah. And then the other thing is when you're doing one online, you don't have to have all the pretty bullets and all the nice fonts and things like that. You need a scannable resume that picks up on those keywords. And if I was in the oil and gas field, I would want to say, use the language that's in the oil and gas field so that the algorithms they use pick up on those keywords.
Okay. I bet you people don't even realize that is the way that things are done now, as opposed to maybe when they first entered the job market, which really takes me back to something I mentioned a while back. Someone may have been in a job for 25 or 30 years. Now they're in their mid-50s,
right,
late 50s, and they're saying to themselves, who would want me now? I really don't have anything to offer to someone. I don't know how to go about it. Do I do a resume like like you were just talking about, an old-fashioned resume, and is that how I go about this?
In someone's case like that, first of all, 50 is not that old. You have a lot of skills. You've been in the workforce. Those soft skills of showing up to work, having a work ethic, those kind of things. And so in your resume, you focus on the skills. And if you have any certificates or special skills, you focus your resume on that, as opposed to, back in high school, I was captain of the football team. You kind of do within the most resumes within the past 10 years. And even if you worked at the same place in 25 years, did you start out as a frontline person? Did you move into a supervisory role? What did you do within those years? And the example I use is even in my own job, career. I've been working with L&I now for probably 15 years, but within those 15 years, I took opportunities for promotions and things like that. So even though if I was to do my resume, I would be in the same organization for the last 15 years, but there were different positions I held or different skills that I used. And that's what someone, in that 40 to 60 to 70-year-old category would do. You'd focus on your skills and what you can offer to that company.
All right. We're going to get into some more of this conversation with Kevin in our next half hour. Meanwhile, did you take a look at the job board before you came over today?
I did. I printed it off. I went Wednesday to Wednesday since things have been pretty busy, and we've got about 13 jobs. Right now, there are 1,379 jobs within 25 miles of 15701. 185 of those are worked with a PA Careerlink person to actually post them. And they are as follows. Facilities coordinator, seasonal wireless specialist, automotive technician, liquor store clerk, seasonal wireless specialist, receptionist, direct support professional, merchandising assistant, mechanic, pediatric and adult RN supervisor, production general labor, cooler warehouse labor, medical administrative assistant. And I also talked recently to the management at Rustic Lodge. They're looking for a sous chef and banquet server. So if you're a college student or someone that would like some part-time work, with the seasons coming up, I'm sure Rustic is going to have a lot of activities, and they're going to need some banquet servers. Go over there and fill out application, and they're looking for some folks too.
Good plan. He's going to be with us in our next half hour as well. He's Kevin Lazor from Careerlink. Chuck Clark is over there in the newsroom, and he'll be by in just a couple of moments. And Boomer has the Sports Minute on the way. Do want to make note of this.